I know this is a really unflattering angle, but I am laying on my floor because that's where I've been for the last few months, recuperating. So, I kind of wanted to tell my story about my herniated disc in case it helps anybody. So, from the beginning in 2018, I was lifting weights and I got an extreme sharp pain in my back, and I'm pretty sure that's when my first herniation occurred. But I was just like, well, we'll see what happens, we'll see how it goes, because I was only 23 when that happened, so I was like, stupid. Thought I could keep exercising through pain. Probably shouldn't have done that. And I ended up walking around crooked, essentially. It was pretty bad. It was only sore for about a week, and then it went away. I'm like, okay, must not have been anything too crazy. And then after that, I continued to exercise. I was doing beach body workouts. I was doing intense workouts that I shouldn't have probably been doing. Lots of burpees and jumping and lifting heavy weights, lifting weights above my head. And so, after 2018, about once a year, I would feel that intense sharp pain, and immediately my back would start spasming, and the spasms were so intense that I had to basically just lie down on the floor and pray that they ended soon, because every time I made any sort of movement, it would spasm. But each of those episodes, still, the spasms would last maybe a day, and then they would go away, and I'd be like, thank God, because that was probably a 10 out of 10 pain. And after a day or so, I'd be back down to probably a 5 out of 10 pain. And then by the end of the week, I'd be sore, but not nearly as intense pain as when it first occurred. And then leading up to 2022, December of 2022, I got COVID and I was coughing a lot and my lower back started getting sore. And I was like, well, maybe it's just tender from being sick. Your body kind of has aches and pains when you're sick. So I was like, my back had been doing pretty good all through 2022, because gradually each year, as this back problem kept occurring, I slowly declined my exercise programs to the point where I wasn't really doing anything much at all besides walking. And I gained a significant amount of weight and was pretty depressed about it. Still refusing to go to the doctor. And as I'm aging, that probably makes me not recover as quickly. So when I got COVID, December 2022, the very beginning, this back pain crept on, and it was just it wasn't the spasms like I've experienced before. I didn't get any spasms this time. It just slowly crept on and was lingering, and it was lasting way more than just the week like I've experienced before. And so I did make an appointment to go to the doctor this time because I'm like, I've had this issue for years now, and I'd like to make a game plan so I can start exercising and getting in shape again. So I go in, I do the x-rays, and of course you can't see discs on an x-ray, but my spine was healthy. The only problem with my spine is that it had a pretty significant curvature, which the doctor was assuming that Mr. T, that's my kitty, you can't see him, he's plopped down right there. What was I saying? You can't see the discs on an x-ray, but my back had a pretty crazy curvature to it, and the doctor essentially said that she had nothing to compare it to because I haven't had x-rays in the past, so she didn't know if it's something that I was born with or possibility that my back was just trying to shift away from the pain, which each occurrence that I have back pain, I get a significant lateral shift, and it's pretty crazy looking. And as my back heals, I start to straighten back up again. But so that was that. She recommended PT and yoga. She's like, try that. If the pain gets worse, then go ahead and come back in and we'll order an MRI. So I go and I do PT for 2 weeks, and the pain was getting extremely worse to the point that I was only sleeping like 1 to 2 hours at a time. I was waking up with extreme pain down the leg, sciatica pain, and it was probably the worst pain that I've ever experienced, even worse than the back spasms. The back spasms were probably, that was the worst physical pain I had experienced up until I got the sciatic pain. Because the sciatic pain was a combination of stabbing, burning, cramping, all the way down my leg to my toes, numbness, tingling, just an intense pain, and no position would relieve it. Laying on my stomach wasn't relieving it, your back, my side, walking, like nothing would relieve the pain. So I was taking a crazy amounts of over-the-counter NSAIDs, and they wouldn't touch the pain. Like it dulled it maybe just a little bit, but it was pretty rough there. And this is before I got my MRI, so I didn't fully understand what was going on. Just that I knew I couldn't deal with this pain. I could not live my life this way. I can't live off of 1 hour of sleep every night. So I am so sorry for those that suffer from chronic pain, because not getting any relief at any point and just losing hope that you're gonna have to deal with this when you don't know when it's gonna end, that was rough. So I called the doctor and I'm like, I need to get an MRI. I've tried physical therapy and I'm in excruciating pain. So I get the MRI, and the tech that, she's not a doctor, but just a tech that takes your MRI, she kind of scared me because she was like, I'm in the MRI machine, and as I'm coming out, she's like, what have you tried so far? And I told her that I got x-rays, my spine is healthy, they recommended physical therapy, and the physical therapy hurt really bad. And the tech was like, exercise is not going to fix this. I'm telling you right now that physical therapy isn't going to fix this. And I'm just like kind of freaking out because I'm like, well, what is it? Like, I kind of already expected a herniated disc, but she was kind of freaking me out a little bit. And she pulls me back to go look at the MRI. And yes, it was a massive herniation. It was a 1.5 centimeter extrusion, which is fairly large from what I know. And I will insert pictures of it. The way that it is pointed, it's like pointed down like a teardrop shape. So the tech was thinking exercise won't fix it because with an extrusion, either surgery has to go in and remove that extra nucleus pulposus, which is what's inside your disc that leaks out, in order to get relief off the nerves, or just time, because your body has to reabsorb that material. So she's like, I'm not a doctor, but that looks bad. And I was like, great. That's really scary. You're kind of freaking me out a little bit. And then, so, okay, I leave there. I go to my follow-up appointment to read the MRI with the doctor. And he basically said I can just give it more time and wait, or he can do surgery. And I, of course, don't prefer or want surgery, so I opted out of surgery for now. And he said to keep exercising, and with time, it will eventually reabsorb and heal. And he ordered me oral steroids and gabapentin. And so that was on Valentine's Day that I saw the doctor to go over the results. And I started the oral steroids, and that was the first time I was able to really sleep through the night, was when I started those. So I just finished the pack today, and so it's been coming up on a week tomorrow that I saw the doctor, and this week has gone so much better. And I'm not exactly sure about the gabapentin, how quickly it goes into effect, but I'm only taking it at night because it makes me extremely drowsy. But so far so good, and for the first time I'm hopeful that this is going to heal on its own. But if I go back to that extreme pain, I definitely will consider surgery. But he told me that if I get the surgery and I re-herniate it again, then he's going to have to put rods and basically fuse my back, which is worst case scenario. I do not want that. He also referred me to pain management so that I can potentially get some steroid injections as well. So I don't have that appointment until March. So hopefully things continue to improve every day. But that's my herniated disc story. And it also really jump-started my goals to lose weight again, because The doctor didn't discuss this with me in person, but he put it in my notes, and everyone should already know this. I already know this, that losing weight will take the load off my spine, and that will significantly help as well. So I'm 15 pounds down so far, but I'm gonna just keep posting my weight loss and my disc story, because I know that it can heal with time. If this helps anyone, gives anyone a hope that if you're in extreme pain, it's not always the worst, but just make sure you go check with your doctor to see what's going on and what you can do, because suffering is not fun. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.